more conversations about nothing, about women rights, than we do about actual problems that we have in this country. I'm 41 years old today. I've been in this country now for 4 decades. And as I look out into the world, I'm very sad about what's going on in my country today. I've identified that the average 17-year-old today that graduates high school cannot articulate what it means to be an American. They know that they're proud to be American. They know that they're number one, but they cannot talk about the values. They cannot talk to you about the ideas that made America what it was and what made America great in the first place. I hear a lot of comments about the Gen Z and the millennials, about how they're entitled, ungrateful, petty, small-minded, weak. But in my observation in speaking with young men, I've identified that most of these young folks are wanting to live a dignified life. The problem is that life is hard. Competition is real. People suck. Things are not fair. But they are woefully ill-prepared to be able to deal with the realities of the community. We have an over 50% divorce rate in America. What this tells me is that the majority of our young boys and girls are growing up without the fathers staying in the home teaching values. They're not learning that at home anymore. There's not the men in the family ushering our young boys into manhood and teaching them about the qualities that are mandatory to being a man in today's world. I believe that in order to start fixing some of these problems that we see in our community today, we must start educating our youth. Today, I hear about these young folks that just want to get rich. And they think they can get rich by just making TikTok videos, by just becoming popular, pushing some buttons on a computer screen. All of that's garbage. Wealth creation is about a way of life. It's about maturing as a human being, maturing in your financial knowledge, your experience, building your social network of the right kinds of people. It isn't just about typing buttons on a computer screen. The reasons why I'm making these videos is to be able to teach the virtues, values, culture, discipline, and the character traits that are needed for you to have a chance at survival in today's world. Without what it is that I'm teaching in these videos, you will be doomed to constantly live in a world where you're waking up at a time you don't want to wake up, getting in a car that you absolutely hate driving, sitting in traffic working for a boss you can't stand, coming home to a family that may not even love you, and pretending every day that you love it. It's living a life of silent desperation and hopelessness. Some of these young people today are some of the most optimistic people I've ever met. It is probably from all those Disney movies that Pixar Studios is putting out. But in real life, movies don't always have a good ending. In fact, the majority is a very bad ending. The majority of our country, it's something like 98% of our country now, retires in some kind of abject poverty. Majority of people don't even have savings today. We're living a country living off of debt, shackled in debt, being destroyed by taxes and inflation. Living our lives where emotions is what drives every decision that we make. What's logical is no longer logic. We have a whole segment of the media now about the LGBTQ community. We have more conversations about nothing, about women rights, than we do about actual problems that we have in this country. When we have something like 98 out of 100 people that when they retire at the age of 65 won't even have enough money to be able to feed themselves. They will have to rely on their children, the government, or charity to survive. That's an epidemic problem. When we're looking at divorce rates over 51%, that is an epidemic problem, but nobody wants to talk about that. I believe the solutions is in learning the values, it is in learning the character, it is in learning the elements of what it is that I will be talking about in my upcoming videos. And this doesn't guarantee you success and wealth. This will, however, give you a chance. Because again, the world sucks. People will cheat you. The world is not fair. God couldn't make the world, couldn't make things fair. Why are some people born in Africa and die at the age of 2 from malaria, and some people are born into super wealthy families out in New Jersey? Why are some people born 7 feet tall and some people are born 4'11"? It's not fair. The world isn't fair. Some people are born smart, some people are born dumb. Dumber than a sack of rocks. It is a competitive world out there. People suck. Law enforcement sucks. And if you're a man, you're already a predator before you've even walked out the front door. This is the reason why I'm making my videos. It is to give you guys out there a chance at a better life. And for those of you who are truly committed, now I'm not talking about just want a better life, a successful life, not just need a successful life, but truly committed, then I would suggest that you spend more than 3 or 5 seconds on these videos before you click off and start watching some somebody putting sweaters on cats. You have to be committed to a better life. When I was coming up, I didn't have these videos. I came from a time YouTube didn't even exist. I had to go and acquire almost 1,000 books in my own private library at home. It's been thousands of hours closing down the local Barnes and Nobles and closing down the local Starbucks, reading under the street lamps and the streets to educate myself, to give myself a chance at a better life. Today, I'm sharing that wisdom and that knowledge with you viewers out there for free. This is my commitment. This is how I'm going to make my world a better place than I found it. Ladies and gentlemen out there, listen carefully. Your existence in this world isn't just about coming into this world, turning good food into shit, partying throughout your life, and then die. That is an insignificant life.